Hey guys, today I'm going to be repotting and sharing all of the critical components of repotting a lemon lime maranta or a prayer plant with you in this video. Now this one is definitely due for repotting. The soil that I used previously is very compacted and it's not draining well, and it's just time to repot this plant. So in this video I'll be doing all of that, plus sharing some critical care tips as well, or crucial care tips I should say, for the maranta, and a little bit more. So if you're into all of that, stay tuned. Thanks for checking out this video. I'm Tyler, and if you like what you're seeing or you find this video to be useful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, or better yet, you can hit that subscribe button. Now, to really show me some love, click on the bell for alerts and notifications for future content. Oh yeah, don't forget to check out my brand new, well, not so new anymore, but still, check it out, my merch store, tylermossop.com. All right guys, so it's been a minute since I've done a video on my marantas or prayer plants, even just generally. I guess that's not completely true with my Stromanthe, but otherwise I don't do too much content for these guys, and I wish I did. But if you are interested in seeing one of an older video that I did some time ago, then you'll have to check out that video right here. Now, I always forget, to be honest, that these plants can go dormant during the course of a year. So, you know, it's kind of important to know. But that being said, there are some basic things that need to be considered when repotting, and just general care tips as well. I think I've done a pretty good job. This guy is very happy, flourishing, tons of new growth coming in. So I think there's some critical things that you need to understand beyond the dormancy when it comes to caring for your lemon lime maranta. And I'm going to be sharing all of that in this video. This is the pot that I'm going to be using. It has drainage, built-in saucer, which is lovely. And I have my soil mix already mixed up, and I'm gonna be sharing exactly what's all in this and the ratios that I've used, which is really important. And this guy has been in a nursery pot, just so I can keep it in this sort of rattan kind of container, but I'll give you a close-up. The soil is very kind of dense and it's compacted, and it's just not doing this plant any favors. So I need to get it out of this situation, give it a better home, and a thoughtful soil mix. So yeah, let me put this down and give you a close-up at some of these things that I'm talking about. So using this really cute glazed ceramic container for it. It's got a nice large drainage hole, and like I showed you, it has this built-in saucer, which I just love. I even go so far to put some of those little sticky felted tabs on the bottom, so when this is sitting on the floor or table, it doesn't scratch, and I absolutely love that. So yeah, let me know what you think about these, this cute container. Now, as far as the ingredients and the soil mix that I'm using today for my maranta, I've gone ahead and used about 2, maybe even as much as 3 parts of peat moss. Now, the reason for including peat moss in my soil mix is these plants do love an acidic, slightly acidic soil pH, and the peat moss will help with that. Now, beyond the peat moss, I've used about 1 part, about 1 part of composted pine bark, which will really help with drainage and kind of avoiding getting the soil compacted like it is currently. And the perlite will also help with drainage and just keeping things a little bit more loose. So if I just quickly grab the plant, I can show you exactly what I'm talking about. And as you can see, it's just really sort of hard and tough, and that is no bueno, my friends. We need to get this gone so that we can repot it. It will be much, much happier. So guys, the roots are looking not so bad, despite the soil being super compacted. It took some work and just a little bit of consideration, just kind of loosening up all of the surrounding soil mix. So I think the roots are going to be much happier in this new mix. There is some cute fuzziness going on there on the root system, which, you know, they can't be too miserable, but I think they're gonna be a lot happier in this new setup. So yeah, let me get this guy situated and we'll go from there. All right, guys, so I think my Lemon Lime Maranta is going to be much happier in its new home with that added peat moss for the soil pH, and just as well as something that's better draining, more loose, less compact. So I'm a lot happier with how this has turned out in terms of caring for your prayer plants, specifically this type of Maranta. What I would suggest is that there are a few things that are kind of important. One of those things being watering. You don't ever want to let your Maranta completely dry out. Hence why the soil can become compact over time. So this is particularly important during the growing season. Keeping an eye on things like soil pH is another kind of critical thing when it comes to these plants. Sometimes I will use like a pH, acidic pH like soil additive to, not just to the soil, excuse me, but to the water when I'm watering it, just to help with the pH conditions in the container. We've talked about drainage. In terms of light, you never want to give these guys any bright, direct light. I do have a little bit of browning on the edges, and that can be either from a little bit too much light or overwatering. So something to consider if you do see something like that, just pay attention to the lighting conditions or what you're doing for watering. And in terms of fertilizing these plants, it would be a good idea to fertilize them probably once every week or every other week during the growing season. I like to, again, use a liquid diluted fertilizer before, you know, in and around the growing season, like I said. But that's basically it. I'm really excited and pumped because there are tons of new leaves coming out. And actually there's one right over here that has begun to unfurl, and I think part of the beauty of this plant for me is the foliage, the contrast of that dark green and then the ribbing with that light sort of bright green. It's just an absolutely stunning plant. I hope it gets a lot larger in this container, which is slightly bigger than its original container, but yeah. Love this plant. I'm really excited to see how it's able to grow in this new home. Well, that's it for me. Give this video a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, definitely leave a comment down below, and yeah, miss you guys already. Until the next one.